What's up, my nuggets? How's it going? How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Wherever you are in life, whatever you're doing, I hope you're doing just wonderful things with what you've got. Sometimes what you've got is just all you have, so you have to make it work. And gun game is certainly no exception. I know that I haven't done a Call of Duty commentary in a while, but I'm not going to try to make a big deal about it. I'm just going to get right into it, because not only do you have to be resourceful with gun game, but you also have to be quick, because the games do not last that long. I think I was talking about the soldier being able to carry a Spotify playlist in that little bag, just in case anyone was wondering what I'm actually saying during the stream. And that is right. This was a video that was captured on stream. Viller Diller just subscribing with the message of yo. Simple, to the point. Viller's a simple man. Thank you, Viller, again for that subscription on the Twitch. Anyways, as you can see, the gun game lobbies that I was in, I'm going for a flawless gun game here. And the gun games, I kind of hired a few people to just stay in the lobby, AFK, just standing in place. But that's what you got to do when you get a flawless. So this is a flawless. Well, this one might not be flawless, but maybe there will be a flawless soon. The flawless was in the works at this point. This was actually just yesterday's stream, if you can believe it or not. That's right. Yesterday I hired about 4 people to come in this lobby and just stand there so I could shoot at them, and hopefully, in hopes of possibly getting to a flawless gun game, because it's very hard. It's very hard to do. I think the most times I die is literally just swapping out my weapon when there's a swarm of enemies around me. I don't know what kind of system is in place in the game either that makes this happen. Look, I'm totally freaking out about this guy, and he's just standing there by himself, but that's okay. You got to get your free headshots when you can, right? Right, guys? I guess since I died in the beginning of this, even if I didn't, I might not have been able to hang my hat on this as a flawless gun game if there's so many people just eating sandwiches instead of playing the game. Although that did happen to me on stream yesterday as well. I went for a pee break and I forgot to get out of the lobby, and mid pee stream all I heard was my controller rumbling on the desk, which meant you are being shot in the face. You should probably get back into the game, which I did. I got back into that one, and I actually came out victorious. So you could say gun game is kind of my shtick. As a free-for-all, I main free-for-all. Is that what the kids say about things that they do a lot? I main free-for-all, and so since I main free-for-all, gun game is very similar to free-for-all, except for you also have the added advantage. I don't want to call it an advantage, but you have the added tool of the constant UAV, and so you can more easily maneuver around the map to enemies, although sometimes that gets you in awkward gunfights. Look, that's me freaking out like, what? Did I get it? Did I get the flaw? No, you actually got killed by a silence pistol right there in the beginning, but sometimes the memory is a funny thing, especially when you want something really bad. You're willing to lie to yourself, apparently. So that was just me lying to myself on stream, and then the good thing about live streaming is people will quickly correct you, and I got told the news there, and that was kind of early. Once people suggested maybe you go for the flawless gun game. I normally don't. Flawless just isn't kind of in my play style. I play really quick and just try to get the most kills possible. So sometimes that means dying a few times just to get into the action, but that was one of our first attempts at flawless, which went pretty well. This one, actually, this game coming in, I put 2 side by side just because they are so short, and I already would have been done with my commentary, which I don't even know what would have been addressed thus far. But there was one thing in particular I did want to talk about in this commentary to you guys. It's something that I've been wanting to talk to you for a while about, actually. It was just this weird thing that happened to me, and I wanted to get your guys' take on it. But anyways, this is the last, I believe this was the last game of the stream yesterday, and we're just like, all right, maybe we'll get the flawless someday, but I just got to try. I just got to try on our last game before I go get these sweet Cuban sandwiches for Puf and I. So this is, without further ado, the last gun game that we did yesterday. That went pretty well. But enough about gun game and enough about Call of Duty, except for kind of a little bit more about Call of Duty. I'm going to tell you guys a story about the first time I went to go get an Ethernet cable in Colorado. It was for this. It was for streaming. I was getting ready to start streaming, and my wireless adapter or whatever that's in my PC is not very well adapted to modern day technology, so the wireless just doesn't really work on it. So I was trying to figure out ways to circumvent that, and obviously, you know, if you just directly plug into the matrix, then that seems to work too. So I went to I was driving to the local convenience store to purchase an Ethernet cable to hopefully help me with this problem. And as I was driving, there was a car in front of me, and at first I noticed that their plates were from either North or South Dakota. I don't mean to just group those two states together, but it was one of those two states. I just recognized it because it was a different license plate, and, you know, being from Ohio in Colorado, I notice different license plates. I guess people just notice different license plates all the time. It's not specifically because I'm from out of state, but I noticed this guy's or gal's license plate was different, and I was like, oh, that's a cool license plate. I was kind of looking at the license plate area of the car, and then all of a sudden I looked on their trunk, and on the back of their trunk, like on the top of their trunk, in the back of their car, which is where most trunks are, believe it or not, but on the top of this trunk there were a full pair, and I'm not just talking about one or two, I'm talking about a full set, I should say, not a full pair, or else that would be exactly two, theoretically at least. But it was a full set of big jangly keys, and they were sitting right on the back. Look at that. Surprise, flawless. I freak out again, but I'm not quite sure with myself there. See how quick these gun games are? I barely got to the beginning of this story, although it doesn't have like a huge, long, overarching plot line, and it doesn't end heroically, if that's what you're thinking. But I'll continue it regardless. So I see these keys, and I immediately start panicking. It's almost like the same kind of panic you get in gun game when you're surrounded by 3 different people at once and you're trying to swap between your guns because you're trying to kill them all. It's a very sort of, what do I do? I saw this at a stoplight, and I was getting ready to, at the next stoplight, turn left to go into the convenience store, and I was baffled at what was before me. And so I'm like, I'm now, since I'm immediately behind the car, as soon as the light turned green, I was like, okay, I can turn around and come back to the store. I just need to get this person's attention and let them know what's going on with their key situation. Like, these people are from out of state. This is not when you want to be losing your keys. Like, you never want to lose your keys, but if you want to lose them ever, it's probably just like in your house somewhere, not on the middle of a road in a state that you're not from. So I'm like desperately struggling to try, and of course there's tons of traffic. So it's not just like it's just me and this guy on the road. There's cars, and I can't exactly weave in and out of traffic in the van. It's a little harder to do than in something else. Like, let's say my motorcycle or something, I could have just zipped up beside him. Hey, your keys are on your trunk. So I'm trying to do this, and as I'm trying to just merge over into the left lane to try and wrap around and wave him down, I slowly see the keys start sliding down the trunk. And as soon as they started sliding, they did not stop. They slid off the back of his trunk, and they were just on the road. I followed him for a bit longer. He got on the freeway, or the highway, or the byway, or whatever it was. That was saying to me, basically, he was basically just like the gingerbread man there, like, run as fast as you can. Can't catch me. I lost my keys forever. And I was like, okay, well, I'm sorry that you are, I feel like in hindsight, I could have tried or harder or done something more. Maybe I needed some sort of like Spider-Man tools. I guess I could, if I was a superhero, I could have been able to ameliorate that issue, but I was not. Therefore, I did not. But that was just something that was, it took me so hard and fast that it was hard for me to respond accurately and appropriately. And I feel like if I do get into that situation again, maybe I could have some sort of a magnet claw that I could stick outside of the window and then just do a quick drive-by swoop of the keys and then stick the magnet claw onto the person's car, holding the keys there and also alerting the person with the noise. I think that would probably be the most appropriate and feasible solution to that problem. So I would also like to know if you guys have any suggestions on how I can help people not lose their keys in the future if I'm ever presented that opportunity going forward. I don't know if I will be, but I know I felt really bad when I saw that guy's keys just slide off the back of his car. So I'm crowdsourcing knowledge from you guys. How do I be less of a horrible person? That's really what I want to know. But anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this little commentary. I'm going to try to take some videos from the stream, especially since we're playing a little bit more Call of Duty nowadays. We're on our road to Master Prestige over there on Twitch, in case you were interested or caught wanting or wondering. I'm going to see if I can do a little bit more of these, just because, you know, commentaries are they're my bread and butter from the days of old. Talking to myself is a skill that I have cultivated, I feel, rather well. So this is far less of an activity, or it's more of a surmountable objective than editing down a highlight video, which just can take hours and hours and hours. I can just sit down in front of a microphone and talk to you guys real quick, just to let everybody on YouTube know what's going on over on Twitch. We've pretty much moved over to Twitch, at least for the time being. I don't plan on completely deserting YouTube, but it's just a fluctuation between my interests right now. We also do plan on streaming to YouTube, at least every now and again, sometime soon. So look forward to that too. But if you want to catch more streams not on YouTube, you can come over to Twitch. That's where we are, and that's where I might see you later. But if I don't see you later there, I'll probably see you later here. So until next time, this is your mama signing off. Peace nuggets.